Thank you very much and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Gabriel Mwaura. This is my personal experience upon watching the second video that was provided for the industrial attachment. The video was to cover three places, which was SCADA, the Internet of Things, and power generation in electrical. Now I've combined the summary into one talk, and we shall start by SCADA. SCADA is an industrial automation architecture that incorporates computers, networked data communication, and graphical user interface for greater process peripheral devices, including microcontrollers and discrete controllers. SCADA stands for Distributed Operating Assets that must communicate with one another, such as oil and gas pipeline and water distribution system in a company or a workplace. The SCADA system has a long history and it has developed over time. In the past, everything was analog, and with the development of microprocessors and integrated circuits, microprocessor-based digital systems were developed, which could multiplex data and provide all information, while radio telemetry was used for supervising control and data acquisition. SCADA is a control system architecture that uses computer networked data communication and graphical user interface of high-level process supervisory management, but uses other peripheral devices to interface to the process plant and machineries, the programmable logic controllers and other discrete controllers and the conveyor belt, like those in a company. That is the part of the SCADA. Now, there is different technologies used to generate electricity. There are various electricity generation technologies in the past, but there is two main, which is renewable and non-renewable technologies. Electricity generation, such as hydropower, coal-fired power plants, nuclear reactors, and wind turbines, they offer a number of advantages and also disadvantages. For energy generation companies and their customers, any given company which produces electricity must be reliable and effective. By effective, we must say that it must be environmental friendly as possible, since there are also mitigations. In this production of electricity, there is none that is 100% efficient and eco-friendly, but they try more to be eco-balancing between the pros and the cons of each one of them. On renewable energy technology such as wind turbines, the solar PV modules and hydro dams, they produce emissions-free electricity, and the technology is cheaper than the others, and even often they are now replacing the others. They are competing the other sources. However, this renewable typically requires a lot of land, and they are intermittent and weather dependent. For example, the wind turbine generation of electricity, they depend on availability of wind, and also they require a large piece of land of this installation of this equipment. At present, they cannot be relied on to meet all demand. Now, if we go back to coal, the traditional based power generation, that is the one that has the highest disadvantages, because it produces the highest CO2, it emits a lot of it requires a lot of water, and the land that it is using is very large. Even if we capture the carbon and say that we will reduce the carbon emission, it will still cause a problem. For example, in South Australia, coal plants have dropped out of the market due to the cost competitiveness of the renewable and state policy that favors clean energy over emission intensive energy. This clean energy it includes such as power or go green effect. Now, this government intervention furthermore has in the developing countries like India, which has access to a lot of cheap coal fire generation, and provide much needed dependable base power generation at a reasonable cost. This proved that despite its disadvantage on the list, coal is still an important source of electricity and more reliable. Now, nuclear electrical energy generation, on the other hand, is cleaner compared to coal, and it meets the base power that is needed. However, the capital that it is needed to be invested in this nature of nuclear is often very high, and construction, maintenance, waste handling. The ideal energy mix of the new future technology could mitigate some of the challenges associated with electricity generation of technologies going forward. The technology enables contingency reserve without fuel burn, helping turbines operate in ways they could not in the past. The intermittent challenges of renewable could be mitigated by the development of affordable, large-scale energy storage. Interconnection in California has proven that this is possible, albeit on the relative small scale compared to the wider US electricity market. Other technologies such as demand-side response and smart meters are also changing the way energy is being consumed. Nevertheless, demand is expected to grow globally. There is no one golden energy generation technology that can provide reliable and cost-effective electricity with as little environmental impact as possible. When considering an electricity generation portfolio, the diversity of supply and maintaining a balance of the effect and the affect, the balance will be a priority. For instance, UK provide and represent a diverse and a balanced energy mix with a value of 30% natural gas, 22% coal, 21% nuclear, and around 25% renewable, according to energy sources of UK. The rest comes from interconnectors in Europe. Natural gas with these faster startups and lower emissions can help balance on the intermittent nature of renewable sources. However, in regions where natural gas isn't widely available. That is what I learned upon watching the second video of Industrial Trip 2 Tech 400. Thank you.